Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel, guys. You've got your Dividend Broskies here, Bert, the Hurt, and Lanny, the Dividend Diplomats, guys. As we always say it, the best dividend investing channel out here on all social media, especially here on YouTube, guys. But today, Sunday, it's the morning. It's all about growth today. It's all about dividend growth. And Bert, we've got 5 ETFs that we're going to recap again for you guys this quarter end.
Let's do it. But before we do, smash that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Help your boys, the Dividend Diplomats, get to 20,000 subscribers. Last week we crossed 19,000. We're at 19,117 at the time of this video. We are closing in and chugging, chugging, and chugging along to that 20K mark.
You know it, guys. Yeah, we're chugging along here. These dividend ETFs are also chugging along. No, we're not talking today about Chuck Schwab SCHD, but maybe that'll be featured on a different video. Today is all about Big Red. Today is all about Vanguard, guys. We got the 5 Vanguard ETFs that we are going to feature here today. We're going to talk about Q2 24 versus Q2 23 in dividend distributions, as well as the 6 months year to date and the 6 months last year to date, to see how these ETFs are matching up. Are they showing net growth in the dividend distribution? Because Bert, why do we love dividends?
Wait, we like dividends?
We love dividends.
We do love dividends. We love dividends because it's the easiest form of passive income. When after you hit that buy button, that's probably the most work that your finger has to do to get the dividends. You lay back, don't have to lift a finger, and those dividends hit your brokerage account. It is oh so wee.
Boom, Wolfpack style, too sweet. So, guys, we're going to talk about 5 of your favorite ETFs from Vanguard. Vanguard's VYM High Dividend Yield ETF, Vanguard's S&P 500 ETF VOO, the Vanguard Dividend Appreciation ETF VIG, Vanguard International or European ETF and VGK, and then the Total Stock Market Index ETF VTI.
All right, let's kick this one out with America's favorite high dividend yield ETF that's not SCHD. Ah, you see what I did there, Lanny?
Yeah, I was like, there's no way that it is America's favorite ETF, but it's the one that I
No.
hold. It's the one that I battle. It's the one that I'm climbing to
Yes.
1,500 shares of.
Yeah, I also I like SCHD, but people love SCHD. Like people that love SCHD like really love SCHD. It's very funny. So we're talking Vanguard funds here. So VYM have 400 plus holdings. And we talked about this last week in in episode 3 of our podcast channel where we talked about what VYM just announced. And man, oh man, Lanny, was that a banger of a dividend increase compared to Q2 last year?
Yeah, we needed it. I think VYM investors needed it. Obviously, the timing of the first quarter to this quarter is a lot different. This one's a little bit later on. It was announced last week. But yeah, they announced $1.02, $2.37, which was actually 16.77% higher than last year's second quarter. But again, they had a slightly negative growth in the first quarter. So year to date in 2024, taking the first 2 quarters this year versus first 2 quarters last year, they are up 5.35% year to date versus year to date.
That's beautiful, and that's exactly what you wanted to see. You suspected that we might have a rebound for VYM because of those timing issues, and it was just nice to see them deliver. It was confidence that we needed as dividend investors, especially after what's been a tough year of dividend cuts and small dividend increases on individual holdings. We needed VYM to step back, reach back, and in that 8th inning, just hit 99 on the radar gun and just say, we still got it.
We still got it. So that was VYM, guys. Obviously, I own this ETF. I buy this ETF each week. 4 years, pretty much going to hit that this month in July. So very excited to ring that anniversary bell on VYM, guys, on the road to 1,500 shares. And I'm getting so close.
they're gonna say the road to WrestleMania, but we'll take 1,500 shares instead. It might be all right. Number two, VOO, Vanguard's S&P 500 ETF2. I know this is part of your trifecta. You betcha, Lanny. And they also delivered a banger of a Q2 dividend.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
No, their Q2 dividend is $1.7835. That's up 13% compared to Q2 last year. So very solid, a very solid increase indeed for VOO. Annually this year, so far in the first 6 months, they've paid over $3.32. That's up 8.58% compared to the first 6 months of 2023.
All right, so far, two ETFs, quarter to date, year to date, positive momentum here. Um, like it so far. That's kind of what I expect from VOO, somewhere in that 7 to 10% dividend growth rate range. So they're pretty much right in that middle for me. So not too bad here. But it wouldn't be a trifecta, you betcha, without that third ETF, guys. And Bert, this is an ETF you've been buying now every single week. Am I right?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're up to almost 30 shares of VIG because we've been adding one per week. So you bet I was
That's a lot
already,
of dollars.
it is. That's why I was pumped up with what VIG just delivered to all of us because that Q2 2024 dividend is 89.92 cents. That was a 16% increase compared to Q2 last year. In 2024, in your first 6 months of 2024, what a buck 66, and that's up 9.62% compared to the previous year. So
I mean, guys, if you're not paying attention, this is why it's nice to buy and own ETFs, let alone just any dividend stock or ETF. Bert's already said he's climbing his way to 30 freaking shares already, and it's making a huge impact, guys, from just one quarter's increase alone. I mean, going up 12 cents in this quarter, boom, there's a few dollars right there added to his forward income. Again, it's up year to date 9.62%. I mean, how many of you are doing nothing but getting these types of raises just for breathing and living, guys? Again, 16.31% in a quarter. Wow.
beautiful. So for this next one here, it's not Lanny's trifecta, you betcha, but we're not leaving Lanny's portfolio yet. We're going across the pond to one of your original, your OG ETF positions, Lanny. Let's talk about VGK here and what they did from a
Oh,
dividend
this one
standpoint.
is an OG, guys. VGK paid $1.03.17 versus wow, wow, to use Bert's sound, $9.9. So they actually dropped 6% this quarter versus last year's second quarter, Bert.
But,
Mm.
but
But wait, there's more?
they're up year to date from a dividend perspective over the first 6 months because they paid a buck 40 annually in the first 6 months. That's a 6.91% increase compared to the first 6 months there, which is interesting. It is the opposite of what we saw at the trifecta, you betcha, where we saw strong dividend growth in Q2, lower dividend growth for the year, meaning that the Q1 dividend was lower. So when you combine them, you have a lower growth rate. BGK flipped the script. Lower Q2 growth, higher Q1 growth. So they're at a net positive for 2024.
Yeah, again, kind of ran out the gates a little too fast, right? If you guys have ever ran a 5K or a half marathon or a 400-meter race, coming out the blocks a little hot, you might get hit a little bit on the drag or on the back end or the last quarter, guys. So that's what happened with VGK. So hopefully we'll have to see if they kind of can keep it a little bit steady to finish off the last 6 months. Again, I own it. I actually own this one in my Roth IRA. This one's probably close to a 13 to 15-year holding for me. I'm
That's
pretty
what
sure.
I'm saying. It's one of your OG dividend
Yeah.
positions.
Uh,
So let's round
Now
this out here. Let's get to number 5 here.
let's get to five.
VTI.
Ooh,
And this is the one
or
you
this is,
don't own, right, Lanny?
I think indirectly I probably own it through the old bumped app that got tossed over to, you know,
I guess it's better there than where Yada's money's tossed around to
yeah.
right now.
And so bumped ended up going to, let's see, I know
Is
I
it
have the
Apex
website.
Clearing?
Yeah, it's at Apex Clearing. let me just, I'm gonna, guys, I'm gonna
All right.
sign in here just to
So
give it
while
a
you're
little
figuring
credit.
that out, I'll tell about the dividend growth here. Their Q2 2024 dividend is just under a dollar. It's 95.91 or 19 cents. That's a 15% increase compared to Q2 of 2023. Interestingly, they're strong, they're consistent, they are freaking awesome. They're VTI because their dividend growth rate over the first 6 months is also 15%, 15.48%.
Oh man, guys. Oh man, here we go. Um, Interesting. I mean, just they're beasting it right now. I mean, we're
Mhm.
both over 15% quarter to date, year to date this year versus year to date last year. Um, wow. I mean, congrats to the VTI, holders. I
Yeah.
know VTI versus VOO is always the debate. And right now, this year in 2024, VTI is winning the Vanguard battle versus VOO.
Yeah, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how that works?
Yeah, I
So,
think that is.
so all right, let's just to recap here. We saw positive double-digit dividend increases from Q2 compared to Q2 the previous year from VYM, VOO, VIG, VTI, and negative dividend growth from VGK. Year to date, all of them are positive. All five are positive.
And that's the key piece there is having that positive momentum, guys. I mean, volatile 2024 stock market obviously is what it is. It's green, but it's been pretty volatile the last couple of weeks. AI has been kind of leading the torch, but it's always nice to get the positive news for dividend investors because we're trying to build that passive income because we are all trying to get to financial freedom. Bert's got a few of these ETFs. I've obviously got a few of these ETFs, guys. Let us know what your favorite Vanguard ETF is. Which ones did you receive a dividend increase from? Let us know in those comments, guys, below.
If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. What else do we need to tell the Diplomaniacs out there, Lanny?
You're either with us or you're against us, Jack. That was Bert, the Hurt, and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.